Eggs are one of the most beloved foods around the world, treasured for their rich nutrition and simple preparation. For seniors over 60, eggs can be an essential part of a healthy diet, providing much-needed protein, vitamins, and minerals. But what many people do not realize is that simple mistakes when choosing, storing, cooking, or eating eggs can turn this healthy food into a silent threat to your well-being. Before we dive into this important topic, I urge you to take a small but meaningful action. If you care about your health, if you believe in empowering yourself with the right knowledge to protect your golden years, please tap the like button and subscribe to our channel right now. Here, we uncover essential truths that can safeguard your health, your independence, and your future. Stay with me until the end of the video, because the mistakes you will learn about today could save you from unnecessary suffering. Now, imagine this. Every morning, you prepare a simple breakfast with eggs, believing you are nourishing your body. But without even knowing it, one tiny oversight could slowly harm your heart, upset your digestion, or even increase your risk of serious illness. This is not meant to scare you. It is meant to open your eyes. Knowledge is not just power, it is protection. And at this stage of life, protecting your health is protecting your freedom. Too often, we assume that just because something has always been done a certain way, it must be safe. We overlook small habits that, over time, have big consequences. Eggs are no exception. When handled correctly, they are a blessing. But when handled carelessly, they can become a hidden danger. Let me ask you, how often do you think about where your eggs come from? How carefully do you store them? How do you cook them? Are you absolutely sure that the way you enjoy your eggs today is truly safe for your body tomorrow? If you hesitate even slightly to answer, then what you are about to discover will be essential for you. After 60, your body does not fight off bacteria, toxins, or inflammation as easily as it once did. What you could once overlook with little consequence can now lead to serious health complications. And because eggs are often eaten daily, the risks from common mistakes can add up quietly over time. In today's video, I will reveal the most critical mistakes that people, especially seniors, make with eggs. Mistakes that increase the risk of food poisoning, heart disease, digestive distress, and even dangerous infections. Mistakes that can be easily corrected once you know what to look for. Each mistake may seem small on its own, but remember, in matters of health, small actions compound over days, weeks, and years. The good news is that these mistakes are easy to fix. A few thoughtful changes to your habits can turn eggs back into the powerful, life-giving food they were meant to be. Stay close, because in just a moment, we will uncover the first major mistake. It is one that happens before you even crack the shell, and it is one that most people have been making for years without realizing the risk. Your health is too precious to be left to chance. Let's step into this knowledge together and reclaim not just the pleasure of eating eggs, but the deep peace of knowing you are doing right by your body every single day. The first critical mistake that many seniors make with eggs happens before a single egg is even cracked, buying low-quality or poorly handled eggs. You see, not all eggs are created equal. Where and how your eggs are produced matters greatly. Eggs from overcrowded, unsanitary farms are far more likely to carry harmful bacteria, such as salmonella, which can cause serious illness, especially in individuals over 60 whose immune systems may no longer be as strong as they once were. Many people assume that because eggs look clean and whole, they are automatically safe. But appearances can be deceiving. Contamination often starts long before the eggs reach the grocery store shelves. If hens are kept in dirty, cramped conditions, the risk of bacterial contamination is sky-high. Even the best refrigeration cannot completely undo the damage once it has begun. This is why it is absolutely vital to choose your eggs carefully. Look for eggs labeled as pasture-raised or organic whenever possible. These eggs come from chickens that are raised in cleaner environments with better diets, leading to healthier, safer eggs. Certified labels are not just marketing tricks. They are protections for your health. Now, you may be thinking, organic eggs are more expensive. And you are right, they often are. But consider this. The few extra dollars you spend today could prevent hundreds, or even thousands of dollars spent treating foodborne illnesses later. More importantly, they could save you from the physical suffering, hospital visits, and long recoveries that often accompany serious infections in older adults. And while we are here, let me gently remind you, if you value this kind of life-protecting knowledge, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe. It helps us bring more important truths like this to you and to others who need them. Now, beyond choosing the right type of egg, you must also inspect each carton carefully before purchasing. Open the carton. Look at each egg individually. Are any cracked? Are they clean? Are they free from strange discolorations or spots? Cracked eggs invite bacteria inside even if the damage seems small. Never, ever buy a carton with broken eggs. It is not worth the risk. Check the expiration date as well. Eggs do not last forever, even if they are refrigerated. Always pick the carton with the furthest date out. The fresher the eggs, the lower the risk of dangerous bacterial growth. Once you bring the eggs home, the care does not stop. Always store eggs in the main body of your refrigerator, not the door. The temperature in the door fluctuates too much every time you open and close it, which can allow bacteria to grow. Keep the eggs cold and stable to protect their integrity. Pause for a moment and think. How often have you bought eggs without looking carefully? How often have you trusted that just because they are sold in a clean-looking store, they must be safe? These are small habits, but over time, they can make a world of difference in safeguarding your health. After 60, we must become more deliberate with every choice we make regarding what enters our bodies. Eggs are not dangerous by nature. In fact, they are deeply nourishing when handled properly. But when bought carelessly, they can become silent enemies rather than faithful friends. Stay with me, because in the next part, we will reveal another mistake that many people make without thinking. A mistake that happens during the cooking process itself, and one that could quietly undo all the good intentions you have about eating healthy, nutritious eggs. Your health deserves this vigilance. Your life deserves this wisdom. The second serious mistake that can turn eggs into a hidden health hazard is cooking them at extremely high temperatures. Many people, especially when rushed or simply out of habit, fry eggs on high heat to get them done quickly. The sizzling sound, the browned edges, the slightly crisp surface, these may seem harmless, even appetizing. But behind that quick sear lies a dangerous transformation. High heat damages the delicate proteins and fats in eggs, creating compounds that promote inflammation inside the body. As we age past 60, our bodies naturally have more difficulty managing inflammation. Chronic, low-level inflammation is linked to a host of serious health issues, from heart disease to arthritis to cognitive decline. What you think is just a simple cooking shortcut may, over time, feed the very conditions you are striving to prevent. If this information resonates with you, and you believe in protecting your body with simple, wise choices, please take a moment now to like this video and subscribe. Staying informed is the greatest gift you can give yourself as you move forward into these important years. Now, let's talk about how this mistake unfolds. When eggs are cooked over very high heat, especially in processed oils like vegetable oil or butter that is already browned, harmful compounds such as advanced glycation end products, AGEs, are formed. These AGEs accelerate aging in your cells, increase oxidative stress, and contribute to the stiffening of your arteries and tissues. This is not theoretical. Numerous scientific studies have linked high intake of AGEs with a higher risk of heart attacks, kidney disease, and even Alzheimer's disease. And here is the frightening part. The damage happens silently, without symptoms, until it has built up over time. The good news is that avoiding this mistake is simple. Cook your eggs gently over medium or low heat. Allow them to set slowly. Poaching, boiling, or gentle scrambling are the healthiest methods. These cooking techniques preserve the natural structure of the egg proteins and fats, minimizing the production of harmful compounds. And pay close attention to your cooking oil. Avoid margarine, processed vegetable oils, or anything that smokes quickly at high temperatures. If you need to grease your pan, use a small amount of healthy fat like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, and keep the heat moderate. Imagine the difference: a tender poached egg, softly cooked to preserve its rich nutrition, versus a scorched fried egg that quietly fuels inflammation inside your body. Which one would you rather build your future on? Let me ask you, how often have you, without thinking, cranked up the stove to get breakfast ready quickly? How many times have you sacrificed health for speed without realizing the true cost? You are not alone. It is a habit ingrained over decades. But every habit can be reshaped, especially when your health, comfort, and vitality are on the line. Now, another silent danger lurks in the way eggs are seasoned and paired during cooking. Adding certain common ingredients, without realizing their effects, can quietly transform a healthy meal into a burden your body struggles to handle, especially with advancing age. Stay with me, because in the next section, we will uncover a mistake that almost everyone makes at the breakfast table, a mistake that, once corrected, can significantly ease the burden on your heart, kidneys, and bones. Your journey toward wiser, stronger living continues with every step of understanding you choose to take. The third mistake that often turns eggs from a blessing into a burden is overloading them with salt, processed meats, and heavy cheeses. Many people have fallen into the habit of pairing eggs with bacon, sausage, ham, or smothering them in sharp cheeses. The sizzling smells, the comforting flavors, these memories of hearty breakfasts are woven into the fabric of our lives. But behind the nostalgia lies a serious health warning, especially after the age of 60. Processed meats like bacon and sausage are filled with sodium, preservatives such as nitrates, and unhealthy fats that strain your heart and kidneys. When you add these meats to your egg dishes, you are no longer eating a simple, nourishing food. You are layering your meal with substances known to increase the risk of hypertension, heart disease, kidney problems, and even certain types of cancer. Salt, too, deserves your serious attention. While our bodies need a small amount of sodium, too much can quietly elevate blood pressure, stress the heart, and damage the delicate vessels in your brain and kidneys. A sprinkle of salt here, a few bites of salted bacon there. It adds up quickly, far faster than most people realize. And let us not forget about cheese. While small amounts of certain cheeses can offer calcium and protein, many of the cheeses typically added to eggs, especially processed or aged varieties, are packed with sodium and saturated fats. These substances further burden your cardiovascular system at a time when protecting it must be a daily priority. If this information feels important to you, and you believe that your health deserves this level of respect and vigilance, I urge you once again to hit the like button and subscribe. These truths can protect not only you, but also the loved ones you share your meals and your life with. Now, you might ask, but how can I enjoy my eggs without these traditional pairings? The answer is simple and delicious. Instead of bacon, sausage, or ham, pair your eggs with fresh vegetables. Spinach, tomatoes, mushrooms, peppers, all rich in fiber, antioxidants, and natural vitamins that help your body thrive instead of struggle. Instead of piling on heavy cheese, try seasoning your eggs with fresh herbs like parsley, chives, or basil. These herbs add wonderful flavor without the heavy load of sodium and unhealthy fats. A squeeze of lemon, a sprinkle of black pepper, or even a light dusting of paprika can bring your eggs to life without endangering your heart. Take a moment to reflect. How often have you reached for that side of bacon or that heavy sprinkle of cheddar without a second thought? How many mornings have you unknowingly fed not just your hunger, but your risk of heart disease? It is never too late to choose differently. Every breakfast, every meal is an opportunity to turn back toward life, energy, and freedom. Imagine sitting down to a plate of beautifully cooked eggs surrounded by vibrant greens and bright vegetables, feeling the quiet satisfaction of knowing you are nourishing your body the way it deserves. Stay with me, because the next mistake we will explore is one that happens after the meal is over. A mistake so subtle that most people never realize it until it is too late. It involves how we store our leftover eggs and how quickly simple carelessness can invite serious health risks. This knowledge, these small corrections, are not just about avoiding illness. They are about honoring the precious gift of the life you have worked so hard to build. The fourth mistake that can quietly turn eggs from a nourishing food into a dangerous hazard is mishandling leftovers and improperly storing cooked eggs. Many people, after preparing a delicious egg meal, simply leave the leftover eggs sitting out on the counter, sometimes for hours. Perhaps you plan to return and finish them later. Perhaps you simply forget. But this simple act of neglect can open the door to serious foodborne illnesses, an invisible threat that is especially dangerous for seniors over 60. Eggs, once cooked, are highly vulnerable to bacterial growth, particularly from strains like Salmonella and Listeria. These bacteria thrive at room temperature, and they do not need much time to multiply to dangerous levels. After just 2 hours of being left out, cooked eggs can become unsafe to eat. And for those whose immune defenses are no longer as robust, like most people in their senior years, what might cause mild discomfort in a younger person can lead to severe illness, hospitalization, or even worse. I cannot emphasize this enough. Proper food safety is a life-saving habit, not a minor detail. If you believe that safeguarding your health starts with understanding the simple but critical steps, please tap the like button and subscribe right now. Each small action of awareness brings you closer to a future filled with strength and peace of mind. Now, what is the correct way to handle leftover eggs? First, always refrigerate cooked eggs within 2 hours of cooking. If the room is particularly warm, such as during summer months, or if you are outdoors, that window shortens to just 1 hour. Use a clean, airtight container and store the eggs in the coldest part of the refrigerator, not on the door where the temperature fluctuates. When reheating cooked eggs, do so until they are piping hot all the way through. Lukewarm temperatures can encourage bacterial growth rather than destroy it. And if you are ever in doubt, if the eggs smell odd, look strange, or you simply cannot remember how long they have been sitting out, throw them away. Your health is far more valuable than a few bites of questionable food. And here's another important reminder. Never refreeze previously frozen cooked eggs. The freeze-thaw-refreeze cycle can break down the egg structure, making them even more vulnerable to contamination and spoilage. Pause and think for a moment. How many times have you saved part of a breakfast plate, telling yourself you would return to it later, only to forget? How often have you thought, "It should be fine," without truly checking? Small moments of carelessness, over time, can build up into real, tangible threats to your well-being. Proper storage practices do not require much effort, but they demand consistent attention. A few extra minutes after your meal, placing leftovers into safe containers, promptly refrigerating them, could save you days or even weeks of suffering later. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing that every meal you prepare, eat, and save has been handled with the utmost care and respect for your body's needs. Imagine living without the quiet, nagging fear of foodborne illness lurking around your table. Stay with me, because in the next part, we will uncover a final mistake, one that has more to do with your mindset and relationship with eggs than with the eggs themselves. It is a mistake rooted in old habits, outdated fears, and half-remembered advice. And correcting it could open the door to a more joyful, confident relationship with food as you move forward. These lessons are not about taking pleasure away from eating. They are about restoring eating to what it should always be, an act of nourishment, safety, and celebration of the life you have been given. The fifth and final mistake that many seniors make with eggs is fearing them unnecessarily, or avoiding them altogether because of outdated information. For decades, eggs were unfairly blamed for raising cholesterol and increasing the risk of heart disease. You may even remember the warnings: limit eggs to no more than 2 per week, or egg yolks are dangerous. These ideas were repeated so often that they became ingrained, creating fear around one of nature's most complete foods. But today we know better. Modern research has shown that, for most people, the cholesterol found in eggs does not significantly raise the bad cholesterol in your blood. In fact, eggs can actually improve your levels of good cholesterol, support brain health, strengthen muscles, and provide essential nutrients like choline, lutein, and vitamin D. nutrients that are especially important after the age of 60. If you are finding clarity and empowerment in this message, if you believe that knowledge must grow and evolve as we do, then take a moment to like this video and subscribe. Together, we can rebuild our understanding of health, rooted not in fear, but in wisdom. Now, what is the true danger when it comes to eggs? It is not the egg itself. It is the way we handle them, pair them, cook them, and think about them. By clinging to old fears without updating our knowledge, we risk missing out on the very benefits that could protect our hearts, our minds, and our vitality in these important years. Choline, for example, found abundantly in egg yolks, plays a vital role in maintaining healthy brain function. Deficiencies in choline have been linked to memory loss and cognitive decline. Lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants concentrated in egg yolks, help protect your eyes from age-related diseases like macular degeneration. Vitamin D, which many seniors are deficient in, helps maintain strong bones and a resilient immune system. Imagine cutting eggs out of your diet unnecessarily, and with them, losing access to these powerful protective nutrients. Imagine missing out on simple, affordable nutrition out of fear that no longer matches the facts. Of course, balance is always essential. If you have specific medical conditions, such as familial hypercholesterolemia, or if your doctor has given you tailored advice, then you must follow that guidance. But for the vast majority of older adults, 1 egg per day, or even 2, depending on your overall diet, can be a part of a vibrant, heart-healthy lifestyle. It is time to free yourself from outdated fears. It is time to reclaim eggs as a source of strength, not suspicion. Handle them wisely. Cook them gently. Pair them with fresh, wholesome foods. Store them with care. And enjoy them with gratitude for the incredible nourishment they offer. Take a moment now to ask yourself, how much of what I believe about food is based on old advice? How much of my current habits are truly serving me? And how much are simply leftovers from an earlier time? Every stage of life invites us to learn, adapt, and move forward with greater wisdom. You have already come so far. You have earned the right to enjoy the fruits of true knowledge, not outdated fears. Stay with me, because in the final conclusion, we will tie all of these lessons together. I will leave you with a message of empowerment and encouragement, one that will remind you just how powerful, capable, and worthy you are of a vibrant, nourished life after 60. Your health journey is not about restriction. It is about freedom. Freedom built on wisdom, understanding, and the quiet strength of making choices that truly honor the remarkable life you have lived. You have now uncovered the 5 most critical mistakes that can turn eggs from a nourishing gift into a hidden danger, and more importantly, you have learned how to avoid them. Choosing high-quality, properly handled eggs. Cooking them gently to preserve their natural goodness. Pairing them with fresh, wholesome ingredients instead of processed meats and heavy cheeses. Storing them safely with care and vigilance. And perhaps most liberating of all, freeing yourself from outdated fears and embracing the full, life-affirming nourishment that eggs can offer. Each one of these lessons may seem small when viewed in isolation, but together, they form a powerful shield, protecting your heart, your mind, your immune system, and your precious quality of life. After 60, every choice matters. Your body speaks to you in quieter, more urgent tones. It asks for kindness, patience, and wisdom. It rewards careful choices with days filled with more comfort, more energy, and more joy. If you have found value, inspiration, or clarity in what we shared today, I invite you one final time. Tap the like button and subscribe. Stay connected to this community where we seek not just to survive, but to thrive, with dignity, with strength, and with deep respect for the journey we are on together. Imagine waking up each morning knowing that your meals are truly serving your health. Imagine the simple pleasure of cracking an egg, cooking it with love and knowledge, and eating it without fear, only gratitude. Imagine the freedom of trusting your body again, trusting your choices again. That freedom is not far away. It begins with a single act of care, repeated daily. It grows each time you choose freshness over convenience, knowledge over habit, respect over carelessness. You have lived through decades of change, challenge, and triumph. You carry a wisdom that no textbook, no doctor, no news article can fully replicate. That wisdom is your foundation. Add to it, strengthen it, honor it. By making these small, deliberate changes, you are not just preventing illness. You are choosing life, richer, deeper, fuller life. A life where every bite, every breath, every day is a testament to your enduring strength and spirit. Your journey of health is not over. It is evolving, and every step you take in awareness and care is a step toward greater freedom, greater joy, and a future filled with the peace of knowing you have done all you can to nourish this extraordinary life you have been given. Until we meet again, stay wise, stay strong, and remember, the power to protect your health is already in your hands.